Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announced that he's going to reduce U.S. flights by 10% at 40 major airports starting Friday, impacting nearly 4,000 flights. Our next guest will give us a window into the government shutdown's impact on air travel. Captain Dennis Tajer, we've had on a lot, American Airlines pilot, more than 30 years of flight experience. He's a spokesman for the Allied Pilots Association, a union which represents 16,000 professional pilots. Good to see you, Dennis. What is 10% to the average person that's flying? What does that actually equate to? Do you notice that immediately?
Well, 10%, if it's your flight, it's 100% of your day and your plan.
Right.
So
right.
It's just the numbers. And the bottom line is Secretary Duffy is repeated his sole role is to maintain the safety margin. So what we've seen are these rolling delays every day that has happened when they have staffing shortages. And the air traffic controllers, they're doing heroes work, but we're just asking too much of them. So they've Administrator Bedford, the FAA administrator, has said that they're starting to see reports coming in, even from pilots, about fatigue for the air traffic controllers. And this is the right thing to do. You're getting ahead of something before there's an incident or an accident. So Secretary Duffy is leading in this. We stand with him. Our president of our union stood with him and Vice President Vance, demanding an end to this shutdown. When it comes to the airlines, it's not a political debate. When it comes to safety and security, we've actually endorsed, along with 40,000 other pilots represented by other unions, the Teamster pilots, NetJets, to do the clean CR, vote for the clean CR. We need an immediate vector to clear skies and not a meandering path. While the negotiations may be righteous, we don't have time for that in my cockpit.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. There's nothing that mind-boggling about a clean CR. This should have never gone this far. Should have never happened in the first place, and it should end today. Take another vote, and people of good faith on the other side, on whatever side, need to. It's only 5 Democrats, and you'd have it. And now we're really. This is where the rubber. Well, it's not meeting the road, but this is where the issues are in the sky. Are we talking, Dennis, the airspace? Is it around what we would think of are the most busy airports? Is that where we're really concerned? New York and Chicago and Los Angeles and Dallas? Is that where we need to be concerned?
Well, we need to be concerned across every airspace. Like I said before, if it's on your airplane and there's a safety margin invasion, we're going to protect that. And that's going to happen. The airspace is going to remain safe and secure, but you need to adapt to it. And what Secretary Duffy is doing prior to this announcement is reducing the amount of traffic coming in. And that's just the right thing to do, because above all else, we've got to keep the system safe and secure. And I want to add a little nuance into this. Right now, airlines, we model for Mother Nature, but we don't model for government nature. And when we staff the airline for pilots, reserve pilots are there in case there's disruption or delays and a pilot times out, which is starting to happen. We fly full schedules. The FAA has limits on how long we can fly during the day for safety reasons. Pilots time out, you bring in a reserve. They're already starting to use the reserve pilots that were planned to be available for that important Thanksgiving season. So we're already nibbling on the Thanksgiving turkey. And frankly, when it comes to operations, that's just a mess, and it's got to stop.
So the delays that we're talking about, and just the whole notion of things gumming up the works because of what's happening, that puts strain on pilots that are waiting to perhaps have to step in, because there's many more delays and they're waiting much longer. So it's not just the air traffic controller.
Yeah, pilots time out. I was out flying. Our pilots fly 12-hour days. You got about an hour and a half to play with, maybe 2 hours. You get a delay in there, you time out. You're not legal to fly. So, the areas, it's just like if you had 2 guests at the same time on your program talking about 2 different subjects, there's no way you could get it done. So our air traffic controllers have stepped it up. They're coming to work. They're not getting paid. They're human beings. If I had a crew member that said, hey, I just got done with an Uber shift and I was down at the food pantry getting things squared away, had an argument with my spouse because we don't have the money to pay for our family's needs. Hey, let's go fly. I would say, hang on a minute. Is your head in the game? You're trying, but you're a human being. And that's what Secretary Duffy is going to avoid, and we stand with him. We're not picking the political sides in this. You can't bring your fight into my cockpit. My airplane has nothing to do with this righteous and noble fight that you're having outside. But if this was happening outside the airplane, I wouldn't allow you to board my airplane because you'd be distracting my crew. And the air traffic controllers, the TSA officers, they're part of my crew. Stop messing with my crew. Get this thing done so that we can get back to flying in clear skies.